Hey everyone, it's Nikki. Welcome or welcome back. I have another DIY for you today that I think you'll enjoy. Let's jump right in. You can find these wood boxes at Hobby Lobby. They have them on sale every other week. I got it 40% off, $11.99, and they're really nice wood. So I'm going to paint the whole thing in Folk Arts color Mossy Meadow. And I do 2 coats on this. This is an acrylic paint. I'm going to do the whole outside, and then I'm going to bring that same color along the edges of my box. And I'm not going over the fixtures. I'm leaving them just the way they are. I like the color. I'm going to spritz some water on the inside first because this is raw wood and it tends to really soak up the paint. Adding a bit of moisture helps the paint glide and spread more evenly, I think, across the surface. I'm using the color Burnt Umber, and that's by Apple Barrel. And I'm first starting with a paintbrush, but I'll be going in with a baby wipe here shortly to move that paint around and just soften the look a little bit. This tends to give it a more stained look, which I like, but I do go a little bit heavier here than a stained look, I think. I'm being careful not to get that paint on my green. I let that dry good, and now we're going to go in with some transfers. And I just love these birds. I think they're just so beautiful. And I'm just trying to decide which one to choose. They're quite similar. So I'm going to end up taking this whole section here, and we're going to use this entire transfer. And this is IOD's Yuletide Transfer Booklet. Then I'm going to choose this other bird, and we're going to put this one along the side of our box. So I'm pulling my transfer away from the backing sheet, figuring out placement, just making sure I get it nice and even. Then I'm going to begin burnishing it with my fingers before I go in with my transfer stick. And this transfer stick comes in all your transfers that you get from IOD. And I love these because you don't necessarily have to have a sealed surface when working with these. Now, if you use Redesigns transfers, you most definitely need a sealed surface. But like I said, with this one, it adheres to everything. And that's what I love about IOD. You don't really have to put a lot of effort in. And I'm using the wave method, as you can see here. And I just feel like this is the easiest way to get your transfer laid down. And it just works so much easier than pulling back on that transfer sheet. And just making sure to burnish my transfer once I have it down. And so for my second one, I'm going to offset it so it wraps around to the back here. And I just love that look. And we're going to do the same thing, begin rubbing and just using the wave method to release the backing sheet. Look how pretty that is. And this label, I'm going to add to the front here. Do the same method. This is just a real quick project. I'm going to add these berries to the side. One thing I forgot to do, I was going to take my apothecary stamps and write something on that label, and I completely forgot and ended up sealing it all in, so I can't go back. That was just an idea if you were to recreate this. Add that pretty garland underneath my birds, as you can see, and I'm going to add this pine cone and pine needles. And these transfers look real nice if you offset them or have them so they wrap around. While you're watching, I just wanted to softly say hello and thank you for being here. I hope that you're enjoying this video so far. I share a variety of DIYs here on my channel. And if you're new, I would truly love for you to subscribe and join this little creative corner. I also have a special series going on right now. It's called my I Love Christmas series, and I'm sharing cozy, festive projects all the way through until the end of the year. I'm also working hard towards my goal of reaching 2,000 subscribers, and every bit of your support means so much to me. A few of my transfers run from the lid onto the base, so I'm taking my little scalpel and carefully cutting along the seam. I just want to gently separate the transfers so I'm still able to open my box without any issues. And then for my last transfer here, I'm placing it diagonally across the box, and I'll be doing the same thing here, carefully cutting and separating it so my box can still open and close. Once I have all my transfers in place, I'm going in with this dark wax by Sweet Pickins, which will help seal everything in beautifully. You could also use something like polyacrylic for this step, but I wanted to add a little more vintage charm, and this darker wax really complements the overall look. And if you've been watching, you know I'm always chasing that vintage look. I let this sit for about 30 minutes. I was actually making dinner, so mine ended up sitting for like an hour, a little longer, but it doesn't cause any harm. And after that, I just gently wipe back the excess wax. There we go. But guys, this is such a fun and quick project. It took me a matter of just a few hours. And of course, a lot of that is just waiting for paint to dry. This is really such a fun and easy little project, and it makes the loveliest vignette. You can style it with greenery, photos, or seasonal touches like this nutcracker, maybe a Santa or a sweet little snowman, whatever brings you joy. And you could also gift it with goodies from like a hot cocoa bar. Just make sure to line it first before adding any food. Or instead of wrapping a Christmas gift, place the gift right inside for something extra special. It also makes a beautiful keepsake box for treasured things. There are truly so many ways to enjoy a piece like this, and I think it would bring a smile to anyone's face this Christmas season. Thank you so much for spending a bit of your day with me. Until the next one, bye.